Yes. So, the seventh law.
The seventh law. Did you finish the sixth law?
Did you finish with the sixth law?
No. Explain further.
Okay. So, I was like, people should hold the awkward questions until...
Yeah, like, do you have sex?
Yeah, people come, like, do you go on dates? Like, have you ever dated? Are you in a relationship? Like, how do you have sex? People ask weird questions.
I don't want to
like
stereotype.
that.
I don't want to stereotype.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound offensive.
Yeah.
But PWDs. Do you get dates with people? Normal
We
people.
get a lot of dates with abled people. Trust me.
A lot. I never knew.
I'm telling you today.
I thought that you date among yourselves.
No, we don't. Like, you don't date among. We don't always date among.
So it's possible that you see somebody.
If a person with a disability, when you see a person with a disability dating another person with a disability, then trust me, they've probably been through able people. They've dated an able person, and then they decided that, you know what, they were better off dating a fellow, PWD. Yeah.
Do you have experience with that?
Like, do I have an experience with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so back in school, I'm the guy type of person. I don't do a lot of girls. I don't have many female friends. I'm always around guys. Yeah, so I was always on the male blocks all the time. And I had these friends who were visually impaired. Man, these guys would go out drinking and they would come back drunk.
Visually impaired.
How
do they see? Okay, story.
They have their cane. They have their walking, their seeing aid. That's the white cane. And they use it to, track their movements. You've seen that cane, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Exactly.
Cane.
These guys can get drunk, go to town, go and get drunk, and come back.
Wow.
It's
very hard when you say stuff like, it's very hard to not to stereotype in your mind. Like, everything is sounding new. As you're saying this thing to me, I feel like, yo, is this a movie or is this very
real life, man? The problem is people, because people don't take their time to get to know us. And so they sit in their corners and then they just assume that we don't have a life. And so then they have these weird questions they're asking. So you don't have to ask those questions. You just have to wait until we become friends. When we become friends, at some point you wouldn't even need to ask that question because time would reveal all those things to you.
True.
Exactly.
True.
And then sometimes you just have to wait till like we are drunk or high or something, and then we will tell you ourselves. We'll tell you about all the kinky stuff that we've been doing. Yeah.
True. Okay.
Like me, I do a lot of stuff.
I don't know you. Well, in that part, I don't know you. Please don't put me in trouble.
I do a lot of stuff.
I know.
Sometimes you do some of these things because
it's cool to do it.
Not like it's cool, but sometimes it comes with the health and all that.
I get you.
Yeah, so like when someone has to be smoking weed just to deal with the pain that they go through every day and all that.
I get you.
Yeah.
So let's go to the next.
So the next point I have is tada. That's how I titled it. Tada. Into bracket Pandora's box. I don't know if you know anything about Pandora's box.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. So we are talking about maybe secrets or revealing secrets and all that. So here I see that okay. So basically Pandora's box here is that when people meet you for the very first time, okay, or when they meet you all the time but they don't really know you. They don't really what ticks you. They don't know which kind of person you are.
Yeah.
And then they usually have a one-dimensional idea about you. Okay. And some of these ideas can be that you are defined by your disability. You know. So before you realize, they've planned your entire life in their heads, and they even have answers to questions they never thought necessary to ask you.
Yeah.
So in the previous point, I told you, people ask you questions like, have you ever had sex? Then they answer for you, no, you haven't. Of course, you are a disabled person. How can you have sex? You are blind. How can you see? So you cannot see enough to have sex. So they have, they answer it for you.
So I remember I remember my friend Dufie once said that a friend asked her, Dufie has weight, okay? So Dufie used to have weight back then. So a friend asked, they were talking, and she told a friend she was hungry. And a friend asked, wow, so what did you? Yeah.
Stuff like that. Exactly. So we go through them. So these people, in their omniscient view, you are a very quiet person, you are laid back, you don't have friends, or that you have very little social interactions, okay? In their minds, you are sort of like a cracked egg. So they need to protect you. They need to you need to be kept in a cushioned basket and then kept on a shelf. Yeah. So that you don't break more. Okay. So you should imagine their surprise when they realize that you have a life. You actually have a life.
True.
Like you have friends, you go to work, you know how to laugh out loud.
True.
You're not solely an introvert.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. And then they are so amazed by your academic exploits. Yeah, amazed. They wonder how you made it through university without being from a rich family. They I don't know, but then eventually they realize that all these ideas that they had about you were wrong, and so they start wondering how you've been able to live your life through like that. So being in the university, people just assume that I was from a rich family.
Yeah.
They people had the impression that if you had a disability, if you have a disability, you're supposed to be on the side of the road begging for money. So when they see you in the university, it means you have money, you're well to do. I had people asking my friends all the time, Charlie, Tracy, did she burger? Tracy, what burger? And then my friends will also be like, yeah, she just came back. I can't see her dressing. And no, I hadn't burgered. I was just in Takadi. I would vacate and go to Takadi and go and do my own thing. I would just be in Accra, or I would just be, on vacation in Togo or something, working. Yes. So, and most of the time too, when people ask me, oh, what did you study in school? And I tell them the course I studied, then automatically they're like, wow.
How did you do that?
How did you do that? Wow. You studied French and Spanish. Wow, yes. Oh my, that means you're intelligent, eh? I'm like, no, I'm just a normal person.
That part traced my confession immediately. The day I met you, I was like, yo, the Tracy I talked to, no, it's hard to, I don't know, but it's very hard to accept certain things that we are not used to.
Exactly. People think that when you're disabled, you shouldn't be able to do certain things.
Yeah, you shouldn't be that super smart.
Physical disability has no connection or link or relationship with
the mind.
The mind. Unless you are psychologically, unwell.
Yeah.
Or unfit. That is where you can, make the connection. But having a physical disability doesn't, stop me from
doing what you want to do.
Doing what I want to do.
Let's go to the next one.
People also think that when you are disabled, you can't be a bad person. They think that you're always nice. But I've known people who are disabled and then they were thieves. Yeah, I knew guys who would play girls all the time. I had people who were visually impaired and they would play girls all the time.
Ooh.
They used to sleep around. Girls loved them. Yeah, girls loved them.
This is revealing,
And I'm telling you, they would play girls all the time. Yeah, so just because I'm disabled doesn't mean that I can't do something.
We're winning all the ladies.
They were winning all the ladies, trust me.
Oof.
Yeah. And you would think that these people, sometimes, you go to companies and we have physically challenged people there, and you're expecting that because they are challenged, they will actually understand you and then, employ you. And they tell you, no, you know what, I can't just employ you. I have to sleep with you first.
Wow. So we thought that people.
Yeah. So when someone is
PWDs
disabled or has a disability, you shouldn't think that they are angels. We are not angels. Man.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just regular human beings. We do all kinds of things. Okay, so my 8th point is love me or hate me truly. Okay, so you don't have to pretend to like me or be nice to me just because just because I have a disability.
Yeah.
Most of the time people would be nice to you because they have a kinky fantasy in their head. They're like, oh, okay, so let me be nice to this girl because like she has a disability, and I've never had sex with someone with a disability before.
She just want to try.
So yeah, they just want to have like a sexual relationship with you. So then they will try to be nice, just to fulfill that sexual fantasy. But if you have if you have questions about sex, I don't have a problem. You can ask me.
Okay.
Like what I was saying earlier. Like, okay, with your issue, how do you have sex? Or have you ever had sex?
Yeah.
Or something. Or you can ask someone, so, like with your disability, how did you get married? And stuff like that. Just ask the person. Straightforward. Be blunt.
The prejudice.
And then just ask the person, rather than to think that, okay, I'm going to pretend to be this person's friend just so I can get all that information. Tracy doesn't need you to be her friend to answer questions about herself.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so I tell people all the time. Sometimes I go to work for people and then I'll be like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to work.
To make money.
And then people get offended. They're like, I'm rude. So yeah, I have to be rude. Sometimes I have to be rude. Because people just take my disability to be my weakness, and so they want to take advantage of me. But when you want to ask me questions, just ask me. Don't try to be nice to me because you want to know certain things about me and you don't know how to ask me, so you want to pretend to be my friend. You can either love me or hate me. I'm like a regular person. I have my bad sides. Now.
Yeah.
Can be pretty annoying.
A lot.
Yeah, I can be so freaking annoying, can't
so
I?
Many days.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, like, people should just...
You're a headache.
People should...
You're a headache.
People should just be, normal. And treat us like normal people. So it's either you hate me or love me. There shouldn't be a middle ground. Yeah. And number 9, don't assume that there's no frigging way someone's disability is accompanied by pain. Okay, so I'll explain this.
Please explain
further.
Okay.
A lot of times people go like, you just have a physical disability, you just don't walk right. Okay. So what's your problem? What other problems do you have?
Wow.
Apart from not walking right. Okay. But being me, having lived in this body for about 25 years, I've been through a lot. Like, I go through pains all the time. Sometimes going to bed is a hassle for me. Waking up is a hassle for me. I have nights when I don't sleep at all because I'm in so much pain, and no position I sleep in will relieve that pain. So I go through hours and hours of pain. Wow. There were times when I was popping so much pills. I was popping so much pills. I had this shelf in school. They were full of medicines. That counter was full of medicines. Orthodox medicines, herbal medicines. I remember.
Why that?
Because I was in pain. I would go through a lot of pain. I had issues there. I have issues, man. Issues that people don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm not ready to talk about it because people are not ready to listen.
Yeah.
So I have issues, and then I need to pop a lot of pills, and people don't get it. People don't get it, and sometimes, no matter how many pills I take, no matter how many diclofenacs I take, no matter how many suppositories I use, I'm still in pain.
Yeah.
Freaking pain. Okay.
Yeah, true.
And sometimes I just feel like there should be some kind of intravenous drug that has weed in it, just so that I can take it and relieve that pain.
Yeah.
But weed is not legal in Ghana.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes. So people with disabilities have to deal with pain all the time. Okay. We have visually impaired who also deal with pain. They have eye issues. Their eyes hurt all the time, and sometimes the pain is so much that they can't even move. Okay.
Yeah.
So we all have different forms of pain that we deal with in our daily lives, but most people don't. They don't see, because they don't see you, in stitches. They don't see you with blood around a certain part of your body. They just assume that when you say you are in pain, you are faking it.
True.
That you want to be lazy.
You want to have some favors.
You want to be lazy, and so Tracy is just pretending.
Wow.
So yesterday, when I went to the passport office, eventually I had to call my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad. My dad is like my right hand. So I had to call my dad, and then he had to come pick me up. He had to come pick me up from the place, and to a certain point for me to get home.
Why then? Couldn't you?
I was in pain.
Okay.
I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain that I couldn't walk.
Sorry.
I couldn't walk on my own, so I had to. I was tired. I was just not myself,
Sorry.
So going through all the stress and all that. Yes, but people would find it difficult to, understand that, and they would think, what is your problem? You don't seem to have any problem.
Yeah.
So why are you acting like you just don't want to do the job? You are just being lazy. Yeah. But we all have our limitations.
True.
Yeah. So the last one.
The 10th.
So the last one is, just because I'm not on the streets begging for alms doesn't make me a rich spoiled brat. Just because I'm not on the streets begging for alms doesn't make me a rich spoiled brat. Most of the time people see me like that. Even at my job right now,
They think you're rich.
They think I am rich. I'm not rich. I come from a middle class family. Okay, I've gotten this far because my family has truly loved me. They have, pitched in. Everyone has pitched in. That's how great my family is. No one is rich or we are not wealthy. But when you need something, they all pitch in. Everyone pitches in because there's that sense of family. They believe in family, togetherness, doing things together, helping each other. So no, I am not rich just because I got to the university. Like I told you earlier, people would think, oh, Tracy went outside the country and all that, and they look at the course I did and like, oh, of course she's rich, right? Like,
I get you.
Sometimes people just pass by my house and they're like, oh, she's rich.
So what do you think that society can do to unlearn all this stuff we didn't know about PWDs?
They should get to know me. They should get to know us. If you get to know us, if you get to accept that we are part of the society, you wouldn't be selfish about certain things. These days I walk on the streets, and then people will do things and they apologize because I have passed that way for so long that now they are realizing that some of the things that they do are wrong. Because these days I don't talk, I just shake my head, because sometimes there are obstacles in my way and they see how I struggle to go around them or go over the obstacles, and at the end of the day people would apologize, and maybe the next time. I don't see much of that, but sometimes you would not come to meet that obstacle there.
Yeah, true.
You see,
true.
So people should just get to know us.
And I also entreat anyone with PWD to get closer to people too, because sometimes it's really difficult to branch into their lives and start asking questions on, because in your head you are thinking that you might say something which will offend them, or you might do something which will be offensive.
Because society for so long has seen us as an impediment. I mean, in ages past, we were seen as a taboo. People wouldn't want to come close to us. So I wouldn't want to come close to you for you to reject me. Okay, if I would come close to you, I need to see a sign that
you care,
like you would accept me. You wouldn't, just brush me off like I am a plague. Okay.
I get you.
Yeah. So if you don't seem like an open person, there's no way a person with a disability is just going to
let everything come out.
Yeah.
So before we end the part 2 of this episode, give me 3 things that you think society can do to champion this cause of we knowing PWDs, their challenges, things we can do to help them also live well in society and not discriminate against them. Like 3.
They should implement the Disability Act.
It's still in Parliament.
It's there. It's not in Parliament. It's a law.
It's a law.
It's a law. It's there. It's functioning. Okay.
So it needs more education.
People need to be educated on it. That you can't just place impediments in the way, in the pedestrian walkways. You can't sell your things on the walkways. We walk there. Mm-hmm. Drains need to be covered.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
True.
People, when they construct these roads, they just leave their drains uncovered.
Yeah.
You need to cover them. They are blind. We have visually impaired in the country. We have people like me in the country. We have people who use wheelchairs. How do they go over these drains?
The last government had a minister who had issues with the eye.
He was a visually impaired.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the word. And he functioned very well. He was able to go through day-to-day activities and all that. And he was a minister. And
exactly.
That's a big up to.
And people had problems with it.
Yeah, lots of people had
problems with it because they just assumed that because he was visually impaired, his mind wouldn't work or something. I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
So what's your closing remark on this particular topic?
You know what? People should just not do what they are not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
People should be open-minded. When someone has a disability, like I said, if it is not psychological thing, don't underestimate. Even you shouldn't underestimate people with, psychological issues. The fact that someone has autism doesn't mean that they can't do anything. Those people have special skills.
True. True.
People, we all, unique in a certain way.
True.
And our sense of uniqueness just happens to be something that, we don't have. Yeah.
Very true. And I also didn't treat anybody with everything functioning. People without PW, people without
the able people, yeah.
That even though sometimes it feels weird seeing people in that state and all that, but don't stereotype them. Get to know them. Just get close, because deep within they are very welcoming and accommodating. Like Tracy here, she's very welcoming and accommodating. So there are so many Tracies with PWDs who are willing to talk to you, know more about you, and vice versa. So give yourself that chance. Okay, God doesn't discriminate, and life shouldn't discriminate against anybody. So this is Too Mad in Podcast, and this episode we spoke about 10 things you don't do or say in front of a PWD. Thanks for coming, Tracy. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
So we're going. Bye.
See you following submission. I know you're wishing that you could let your head down and mirror my admission. So why you worrying about being the outcast? Don't you know to be yourself and never ask permission? My short